Welcome back to Kerbal Space Program Career Mode. And let's see, to update what the situation is, we have the Sundiver 1 on its way to a very low sun periapsis of a little over 2 kilometers. And if we zoom in a little bit here, we see the Moho 1 is on its way, with another maneuver for that one scheduled quite some time from now. And let's see, I believe the Arm 1 is in orbit, and its departure window for, let's see, is that listed in here? No, it isn't. Alright, let's find and switch to the Arm 1 here. There it is. Switch to that, and let's check on that. I'm thinking it probably has a little ways to go before its encounter with, well, let's see. Okay, the asteroid is set as a target. And I can't see a plane indication for that. Although it does show how its orbit is going to go by Kerbin at quite some inclination. Not exactly sure. Oh, let's see. Wait a minute. Ascending node, 124.3 degrees. Oh boy, that's going to be a heck of a maneuver. It's a good thing that I've got a seriously overpowered ship here. Alright, let's lay a maneuver down there and set it for ascending. This is the ascending node. I hit the ascending node button and it drops the maneuver over there. Okay, well, let's see what happens here. Let's see. 124.3. We're going to have to change that an awful lot. At the same time, it's going to send us way out, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I don't know. That's not looking so great. All right. On 74.3, which is about where it started. But once the orbit goes hyperbolic, there is no more changing plane. And this is going to have us going in pretty much the opposite direction. Well, that's not necessarily a bad thing. Because we want to get out here, well, actually way out, like out there. catch up with it as it's coming in, and then come in behind it, grab a hold of it, and slow it down. So let's add a little bit more there. All right, perhaps that was too much. This gives me an apoapsis clear out past midness. Obviously, there will be a need for another burn to get closer into line, but here we've got an intersection in 4 days. But is that right? Kerbal escape is 134 days. Okay, this is quite some ways out. So I think what I'm going to try for here I think I need to go ahead and do this plane change. And then on subsequent orbits, perhaps out here by apoapsis, work on changing the plane some more to match up with to line up with this, to make it more likely to get an encounter when the thing actually does come through in 134 days. As it is, we're going to burn 2,000 meters per second at delta V, which we have plenty of at the moment. So let's start lining up with the maneuver node, burn this one, and just take things one step at a time. All right, I've got the maneuver set up as I had before. I've gone ahead and put an alarm in to burn that maneuver at about 3 minutes before the node, given that this is a 2,000 meter per second burn. That Jumbo 64 is full, and this one is a little less than a quarter full, so that should take care of that. We'll go ahead and get this burned and see what else it's going to take to have this thing in position when the asteroid comes through. Okay. Okay, and we burn this thing. All right, that's going to be a 3-minute burn, so we'll finish the burn at 1.5 minutes. No, go down to about 2 minutes and finish the burn, because I'm anticipating this stage to be finished by then. Which means we'll be finishing up on the skipper engine on the next stage. All right, now let's burn it. And in either event, it's going to take a while, so I'll cut to the end of the burn. All right, we're getting close to the end of this mainsail and its fuel, and I'm thinking that the next version of this vehicle needs to have that center engine changed out from a mainsail to something that is a bit more fuel efficient, because this is burning out a lot faster than I really would like. Okay, stage that off. Running on the skipper engine here now. I believe that's a skipper. Yes, it is. All right, back to burning. All right, coming to the end of the burn here. Throttling back a tad. A little bit more. Okay, stop right there. Get rid of our maneuver node. And basically what we're going to end up doing is getting out here and doing another burn to prevent the escape and change the orbit more to match up with this. Alright, so I'm going to set an alarm for the SOI change, and let's give it a good 20-minute warning. So that it will let us know 20 minutes ahead, which is going to happen in 9 days. And then in 24 days, we have a launch window for Joule. Alright, so since that's the next thing on the schedule, let's just go ahead and time warp out there to that point. This will put us out here past the orbit of Minmus, at a place where we should get some pretty good effectiveness on being able to reshape the orbit to line up with this thing coming back in. If I can work out a maneuver that will actually do it right. Okay. Alright, let's see if we can drop a maneuver on this thing. Oh, I hate it when it gets like that. Can't put a maneuver when it's flipping all over the place like that. Okay, I guess I'm going to have to just go ahead and get through the SOI change and try a maneuver then. Alright. What? Oh, it can't decide, huh? Okay. It's changed it to an extremely eccentric orbit, way the heck out here. But it is still a Kerbal orbit. Okay. Alright. Periapsis of the asteroid is in 119. What the tarnation? We had something here. I'm going to warp ahead just a little bit farther. Okay, that's still still set as a target. All right. Apoapsis is in 23 days. And I'm thinking the apoapsis is probably going to be the best place to try to maneuver this thing into having a better close approach. Right now the separation is going to be 285,000 kilometers. That's not so great. Alright. Let's see. I'm sure there's going to be some plane change involved in this, so let's start with that. Okay, that's the wrong direction. 265. 245. That's getting better. 206. 129,000. 103,000. 77,000. Better. 130,000. Okay, it's going back up, so we need to back that off. Okay, that's the best we're going to get on the normal anti-normals. Let's see, does prograde help at all? A little bit. $48,000, 42,000, 13,000. No, that's, see, let's read the right number here. 39,000. Yeah. Separation 53,000. Okay. $38,000. All right. Let's try a bit of radial. 23,000. 10,000. 7,000. 20,000. Back that off. Go with smaller increments. 8,000. 10,000. Okay, back it off. 6,800. 6,000. 5,000. 6,600. 5,800. And all that for 256 meters per second. That we can go. We can do with that. 26-second burn in 23 days. And then after that, we can do another mid-course correction to refine this down a lot better, close enough to actually grab a hold of it. All right, set the alarm for that. And that's a 23-second burn. Let's give it a 30-second, oops, not 30 minutes, 30 seconds. All right. I'll let this thing get into position on the maneuver node, and then we'll go, let's see, Curb and Joule in 13 days would be the next thing to tend to. All right. And now I'm going to go ahead and warp ahead to the Curb and Joule launch burn. Okay, here we are at the Joule 1 probe, launched with the older technology. But I think it should do the trick. So let's jump out here and set down a maneuver node. It needs to be on the away from the sun side of the planet so that it can have a shot at reaching Joule. I believe I've already got Joule set as a target. Yes. All right. So we're going to need a bunch of prograde to get out there. And let's bring this out. We're just about in a good position here. And let's see. There's a bit of plane change involved here too. Minus 1.3, so we'll put a little bit of normal on there. It doesn't seem to be changing much. or at all for that matter. Let's see, a little bit of that, a little bit of this. Okay, we've got our approach markers. Okay, that's going the wrong direction. Alright, it took a little while of futzing around with the maneuver node. I finally come up with something that in 6 days and 5 hours we'll have a Joule encounter, a single burn to take us to a Joule encounter in 2 years and 268 days. Joule periapsis at 2 years, 320 days. So, this will take us in a flyby past the moon, but with a periapsis of 1,300 kilometers, I don't anticipate a problem. Okay, I've already set up an alarm for this, so I'm going to time warp 6 days, 5 hours, because that's the next thing on the schedule, and we're going to send this thing on its way to Joule. Okay, we're in position here, just about, and as soon as this behemoth gets turned around facing the way it needs to go, we'll light this sucker up and send it on the way to Joule. I don't know what the estimated burn is because I haven't done a test burn or anything, but I'm guessing 2.5 to 3 minutes or so. We'll find out right now. Three minutes. Okay, we'll start the main burn at 1 minute 30 seconds then. That should be close enough for government work. And burning. This ship with just over 8 kilometers per second in Delta V available is on its way to Joule. And we'll be back when this burn completes. Okay, we're almost done with this burn. Throttling back to keep from overshooting, of course. And as you notice, the lower stage burned itself out. We're using not too much fuel off of this stage. Almost there. Okay, started to go back up, so we're done. Kill the maneuver node. I said kill the maneuver node. Alright, and we have a Joule encounter in 2 years, 233 days. Joule periapsis is 1.5 million kilometers or so from the looks of that, if I'm reading it right. Okay, let's set the alarm for that, for the SOI change to Joule. Oh, wait a minute. It's going for the next SOI. Okay, I need to fly it out of Kerbal influence. So let's go ahead and run it out of Kerbal influence. And then set an SOI change for arrival at Joule. Okay, let's go ahead and set that alarm now. Double check our results now that we're out of Kerbal influence. Joule encounter 2 years, 232 days. Okay, that one's on its way. And the next one to deal with is the Arm 1 in 2 days. So while we're on a ship that can time warp fast, let's do that. And we'll get this asteroid mission on its way to a better encounter. Okay, jump to ship and restore node. It's a 23-second burn. Get it lined up and burn it. Looks like we're going to be just a teensy bit late. But we're not talking about mountains of Delta V here. All right, looking good. It would help if it would remember its camera mode. And if I wouldn't hit the camera change button unintentionally. Okay. Now let's see. Oh, I didn't want to move that. Apparently I've lost targeting. Set as target. We have an encounter. Separation 8,000 kilometers in 58 days. So let's drop a maneuver node at the first point that it will let us. See if we can improve that encounter. All right. Alright, positive prograde is not helping. A little bit of negative seems to be helping. But not much. Let's try some plane change. That's not helping that direction. We'll go the other way. No. Radial outward. That's helping. 25, 36, okay. All right, let's go back to prograde. $800 kilometers separation. Not too shabby. Let's see if we can improve that. 900. 600. 1900, no good. Okay, it looks like a 600-kilometer separation in 58 days is going to be about the best we're going to get. Alright, let's add the alarm for the maneuver. 2 hours, 53 minutes, and it's a 7.3 meters per second burn. And I doubt that will take more than 15 seconds.